The potential is explosive. There's at least $1 trillion worth of buying waiting just to go into Bitcoin alone if the regulator would approve an ETF, which they haven't done yet. And the capital required for this is unlimited. Now, the beautiful strategy here is when we get policy, this is the Loomis bill right here, and there's lots of good news in this thing, when we make Bitcoin an allocation for institutions, which they do not have yet, what I predict will happen, they will put between 50 basis points and 3 basis points or 300 basis points into their portfolios. How much money is that? Trillion.
Crypto family, welcome back to the channel. Aaron here from the Bitcoin Bros coming back at you with another cryptocurrency video today. And if you're new, subscribe. We have new videos coming out every single day. Congratulations to everybody that has been holding their Bitcoin over the past couple of years. We finally just got that Bitcoin ETF. All the ETFs got approved today, and it's estimated that all of the Bitcoin ETFs will be trading tomorrow. So let me know if you guys will be buying any of these ETFs. I personally will put a little bit of money into the ETF just for support. I haven't chosen which one I'm going to actually invest in yet, but we definitely have a lot of options. It's going to be interesting to see which one of these ETFs wins, which one gets most of the money in them. Is it going to be BlackRock, the biggest asset manager in the world? Is it going to be ARK Invest, Cathie Wood? Is it going to be Grayscale with their trust? So it's going to be interesting to see which one wins. The fees are all pretty low on all of these ETFs, but money will be flowing in very, very soon to all of these ETFs. And how has the market reacted? Bitcoin is up here on the day, just 1% over the past 24 hours. And it feels like the ETF was already priced in. Bitcoin went up to $48,000. Now we're down to $46,500. And seems like it's priced in. Doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. 1% day for Bitcoin is not that much. Ethereum, on the other hand, is up 8%. So ETH making some pretty substantial gains on Bitcoin today. But expect some volatility as the week goes on. We're going to have all these ETFs start trading this week. And a lot of money is going to be flowing in there, but people are also going to be taking profits. A lot of people just bought Bitcoin back in the summer because they knew the spot Bitcoin ETF was coming, and they're going to be selling now that the spot ETF is here. So there will probably be some volatility this week. I would be very careful investing with leverage like we always recommend, not financial advice. Dollar cost average in, don't use too much leverage, and don't get liquidated. And you can see here in the statement from the SEC, they basically said that Bitcoin is a non-security commodity, while the rest of crypto is potentially a security. So we still have the SEC kind of fighting against the rest of crypto, but it looks like they're giving approval to Bitcoin. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Ethereum, what happens with Solana, what happens with Litecoin, what happens with all of these different altcoins going forward over the next couple of years. Are they going to get their own ETFs? Are they going to be deemed securities? How is this whole crypto landscape going to play out? It's going to be really interesting. This could definitely have effect on the price of some of these cryptos in the next bull run. If the SEC comes out and says, hey, these are all securities, and they try to, over-regulate the industry, and they try to basically sue a lot of these crypto companies, it's not going to be a good look for crypto. We saw it happen with XRP back in 2020, but they definitely survived. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the rest of crypto. But obviously right now, this is kind of the stamp of approval for Bitcoin. And you can see here, this is something from the SEC, which really doesn't make sense. They say, why we approve the listing and trading of certain spot Bitcoin ETP shares today, we do not approve or endorse Bitcoin. Doesn't really make sense. They're approving an ETF to trade on a market, but they're saying, hey, we're going to allow you to buy and sell this, but we don't approve of it. Doesn't really make much sense why they put that in there, but in my opinion, it's giving Bitcoin the stamp of approval. And you can see right here, BlackRock's website for their spot Bitcoin ETF officially comes online. BlackRock, the biggest asset manager in the world there, so that's huge to see. People over on Fidelity are starting to see the ARK Bitcoin ETF start to populate and potentially order some of that. So the ordering probably won't open up until tomorrow. But people are starting to see some of these ETFs start to trade on the market here. And I do want to just leave you guys today with some videos from some of the talking heads, people talking about why the Bitcoin ETF is going to be big. And now that it's here, think about what's coming next for Bitcoin. And it's going to really be massive. This next year is going to be fun for anybody invested in Bitcoin. If you bought Bitcoin back in 2021 when it was $70,000 and you haven't touched it since, you should have been buying the dips. The Bitcoin bros were telling you guys to buy Bitcoin all last year. But congratulations to you, because you potentially can get back into green this year if we do hit new all-time highs for BTC. Not financial advice and no promises, but we do have the Bitcoin halving coming in a couple of months as well. So a lot of fun this year potentially for BTC. So let's go ahead and check out some of these videos. Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you found any value. Let's go ahead and play the clips. This massive Bitcoin price prediction if the spot Bitcoin ETF gets approved this year.
I always like hearing your price targets because you are so fearless. Where are you on Bitcoin by the end of next year, let's say?
Well, if the spot Bitcoin gets approved,
yeah,
I think the demand will be greater than the daily supply of Bitcoin. And so the clearing price, this is done by Sean Farrell, who's our crypto digital strategist, is over 150,000. It could even be like 180,000.
See what Chamath Palihapitiya is saying about Bitcoin in its upcoming run. Check out this clip.
This is the most important year for Bitcoin that has ever existed. We are probably days away from a series of ETFs being approved. And so this is the moment for Bitcoin to use that old term, cross the chasm and really see mainstream adoption, where our parents and our grandparents understand what it is, can buy it, and then do buy it. And I think that if all of this comes to pass, Bitcoin will be a part of the traditional financial lexicon by the end of 2024. So that is my most anticipated.
In January, the approval of the spot ETFs is going to be a major catalyst. It's going to definitely drive a demand shock. And then that will be followed in April with a supply shock, because there are about 900 Bitcoin a day available for sale by natural sellers, the miners. And that number is going to be cut to 450 Bitcoin a day in April. So it's a pretty big deal. I don't think we've ever seen, a 2 to 10x increase in demand combined with a halving and supply in a scarce, desirable asset that people want to hold for a long period of time. I think we're expecting 2024 is going to be a major bull run for the asset class. We just don't know how far the asset's going to run at this point.